Are you a franchisor, whether early or established, looking for tips and tricks and fresh new ideas on taking your franchise company to the next level? I'm Angela Cote, and I call myself a franchise growth catalyst. I use my experience having grown up in the world of franchising, spending many years on the franchisor side of the franchise relationship, lots of time out in the field supporting franchisees, and then 18 years myself as a multi-unit franchisee. I'm super passionate about creating transformational impact to help franchise companies grow. If you are looking for ideas, we talk about anything from franchisee recruitment, how to find the best franchisees that are going to be the top performers in your brand, to how to support them to really optimize their output. We are more than open to hearing ideas and questions and suggestions. So reach out to me at angela@angelacote.com. Alrighty, let's get started with the Franchise Growth Catalyst podcast. Hey there, Angela Cote here, and I'm back for another episode of the Franchise Growth Catalyst podcast, the podcast where franchisors can find unconventional yet practical advice on how to improve franchisee profitability, create exponential growth, and, you guessed it, make franchising fun. For today, I thought we'd do something a little different, and I thought I would share with you some things that I do as sort of like my daily ritual in the morning, my routine, to help me really get set up for the day. I believe that mindset is everything in business, and that we could have all the technical and all of that part figured out, but if our mindset isn't right, it really impacts our ability to achieve our goals. And so I have some things that I do daily, or pretty much daily, that really help me in the morning feel sort of a combination of grounded yet able to go out and achieve my goals and do the things I want to do. And often those are big things. So I really need this way of starting my day to really kickstart my, as I say, sort of balance between feeling grounded yet like I can do anything. So I thought I'd share five things that I do in my day that might be helpful to you. You might hopefully grab at least a couple of ideas from what I'm going through here and take them and try them on your own. Okay, so here's one of the first things I do in the day. And it might sound a little strange if you haven't heard about it. And someone told me about it and I checked it out and I'm seriously addicted. And it is called Wim Hof Breathing. Wim Hof is the gentleman that started this breathing practice. And it's something that I do it's a nice combination of sort of putting myself into a meditative state, but also incorporating some physical challenge as well. I've always heard about the value of meditating, and I've had a hard time with it. I've had a hard time getting into a habit of doing it. When I do it, I feel like my mind just wanders. And I know that I've heard that that's okay when you meditate, but for me, it feels like I'd sit there in silence and my brain kind of goes all over, but I don't feel like I'm sort of getting the clarity that I hear people are talking about getting from meditating. But when I do the Wim Hof breathing method, I get into a state where my brain clears up and I feel relaxed yet supercharged. And so if you haven't checked it out before, Wim Hof, W-I-M, and then the last name is H-O-F. And he's got an app, or you can find YouTube videos. One of my favorites is a video where he's on with Lewis Howes, who's also somebody that I really look up to. And he goes through the value of this breathing and all the things that it does for your body, which is everything from helping with detoxifying to helping with inflammation. And also, like I said, clearing the brain. So first thing I do most days is I start with my Wim Hof breathing. From there, I like to do a gratitude journal. And I'm sure you've heard about this by now. It's kind of a common thing that people do. And if you've heard of it and haven't started, now is the time. Just do it. I use an app called Gratefully, and there's other apps out there, so it doesn't have to be that specific one, but I like it because it's always with me. It's on my phone. And my Gratefully app asks me to fill in 2 things I'm grateful for. So it starts with, I am grateful for, and then I can fill in something. And that could be anything from the warm sunshine that I experienced the day before to a big win or a small win that I had in my business, or to the chat I had with my 16-year-old daughter. It could be anything, whatever gives you that sort of feeling of contentment and fulfillment. So that there's two things that it says I'm grateful for. The third thing is it says I'm grateful to, and then you put in a name of somebody, and then it says for, and then what you're grateful for. So I've put in there everything from being grateful to, my mom for making dinner for the family, to being thankful for people that have come into my life. I'm thankful to X certain client for the way that they inspire me. I am thankful to even might be like my dad for all the things I learned from him over my life. So it can be in the moment or it can be sort of broad. But either way, it's making you reflect on some of your blessings. And when we're in that state, it's really hard to feel negative. The next line is, today would be great if, and then you fill in what would make today great. And I like to put things in there like anything from, I stay focused on my tasks and share my gifts with the world, to today would be great if I easily and effortlessly attracted financially rewarding opportunities that help grow Angela Cote Inc. and help me attract more cool people. I've gone that far with it to really think big like that. And so you can do that, or you can say, today would be great with I stay calm, or I stay connected to my inner self, or I stay connected to my highest self. The last thing in the Gratefully app is I am, and then you fill that in. So there you can put anything from or you can put something like I am an influential leader who inspires others to create positive transformational change. Or if you're feeling like you need to say this, you can say, I am worthy and deserving of exciting opportunities in my life. Or I am a loving mother, loving wife, loving husband. Or I am strong, I am confident, I am happy. So whatever you want to put in there. But I find just doing that really grounds me. And I have to do it in a way that's very intentional. I can't just whip through it. I do sometimes find myself kind of whipping through it. And I find that when I do it that way, it doesn't have the same impact. So I try to slow things down, sit on the couch with just maybe a blanket on me or something after I've done my Wim Hof breathing. I find it fits perfectly right after I do the breathing because I'm in a good state to think clearly. So it really helps me think clearly. So I do that gratitude journal right after that. Next, most days I exercise, and that is everything from going to the pool for a swim to working out in the gym, lifting weights or doing some cardio, or sometimes just working out at home. So that one's kind of an obvious one. So just to summarize, Wim Hof breathing, gratefully, which is my gratitude journal, exercise. The next thing I do is after my workout, when I've had my shower, is while I'm getting ready for my day. And I always joke with my bald male friends that this might not apply to them, but while I'm doing my hair and makeup, I always put on either a podcast, or often these days, it's even just a YouTube video that I listen to with the thought leaders that inspire me the most. So this is where you might have heard me on my podcasts or in my videos that I throw up on social media, that I often reference different things that I've heard. It's probably because I heard it that day on a YouTube video. And a couple people that I've currently been really loving, actually, one of my all-time favorites is Marie Forleo. And I've gotten a lot of great insights from her. I've gotten so much motivation and inspiration from her. So I listen to something like her. I listen to Kyle Cease, who's also incredible. I listen to Lewis Howes, I just love. Tom Billy was great. Tim Ferriss, there's so many great people I could mention here, but I definitely find that it takes me out of my technical thinking of, what am I going to do next when I get finished getting ready for my day, to really staying in the moment with the journey that I'm on and appreciating the journey that I'm on, and then being inspired and feeling like I can do anything. So this really sets me up for my day. So those are the things I do before I leave the house. Of course, eat some breakfast proper breakfast, which is usually a healthy smoothie with greens and various interesting MCT oil and coconut beverage and things like that. But once I get going, now I'm all set up to have this, positive, productive day. But the problem is we often get into the day and we kind of forget what we were feeling like. So what I do is actually have notifications on my phone, and I have a few different notifications that pop up throughout the day that remind me of the feeling I have when I'm, in the moment, in the morning, feeling that good feeling. So my notifications could be anything from, I am an influential leader to I receive money easily and effortlessly. I might have on there something about did I already say this? I play bigger, so that I remember to, I'm trying to inspire others to play bigger. And I need to remind myself that I need to play bigger too sometimes. So I have those notifications come up on my phone. I have them set up to recur. So they come up every day. Some of them I do it comes up every 3 days just to kind of keep it fresh. But definitely recommend that. And you can also use a notification to remind you to even do the gratitude journal. So those are the 5 things. So again, just to refresh, it's the Wim Hof breathing. It's the gratitude journaling. It's the exercise most days. It's the listening to thought leaders on YouTube. And then it's using the notifications on my phone. One kind of bonus thing I would say is to really, when you do have that good feeling that you feel like you can do anything, you're feeling unstoppable, try to really think about that and absorb it when you're in that moment. And when you catch yourself, and that's the trick, is we don't always catch ourselves, but when you catch yourself starting to think negatively or a limiting belief starts to jump into your mind, try to tap into that good feeling. So that good feeling might be the feeling you had in the morning when you were doing all these things to set yourself up for the day, or it might be a good feeling you had when you achieved a win or accomplished something that you didn't think you could accomplish. So that's sort of a bonus tip, is that being able to catch, and I don't know the answer for how to catch it. I haven't quite cracked the code on that, but what I do know is that when I do catch it, I can sometimes use that tapping into that good feeling, or that feeling of, I got this, tapping into that and using that throughout the day, especially before I get on a difficult phone call, or if I'm about to facilitate something and I need to be, at my best before I get on, tap into that before I get on, tap into that superpower, and then I'm ready for whatever comes my way. So those are some things that I do. There's other things, but I thought I'd just leave it at that. Keep this nice and short today. I would love to know some of the things that you do to help your mindset and make you feel unstoppable. I'm sure there's lots of other things out there that people could share. If you're watching this or listening to this, in a social media platform, and you can comment on there. I'd love to see what are some of the things that you do to get your mindset right so that you can be a winner and be the leader and be the high achiever that you are. On that note, I just want to thank, I've had some really lovely people reach out to me that I've never met from all over the world to comment on the value that my podcast is bringing. And so big shout out to those people that have taken the time to write me a private message on LinkedIn and Facebook or wherever they're reaching out. I really appreciate it. It super inspires me to do more podcasts. And I do need that inspiration, because sometimes I get a little bit stuck in my day-to-day things, and I need that help and encouragement to keep going. So thank you to the people that have taken the time to reach out and say that they appreciate the content that I'm putting out. I would also love to hear what other topics would be important or valuable. I don't need to always just talk about franchising. I love leadership. I love thinking and talking about mindset like I did today. And I think that, we get so sometimes focused on all these technical things, and we sometimes need to change it up a little bit. So whether it's something a little different or a franchise topic, I would love to hear it. I'm always open to ideas, and I will keep an eye out for that. So I think that is it for today. Depending on when you're listening to this, assuming I'm still running my roundtables, if you're a franchisor and you want to get in on that, be sure to reach out to myself or my team, and we can get you into our roundtables. And that is a place where we spend time as franchisors sharing and challenges and wins and working through problems and building community. So if you haven't heard about that and you're curious about it, reach out and we'll let you know. And I think it's coming. I think it's here. Yes, it is. Go be awesome.